We're going to look now at the muscles of the elbow joint, and we'll start in the anterior compartment where we can look at the flexors of the elbow. And we start with the prime mover of elbow flexion, and that is the biceps brachii, which is highlighted here. Notice it has two heads, hence the name biceps, coming from the scapula, one from the coracoid, the short head. The long head comes from the glenoid, just above the glenoid here, and insert on the radius, flexing the elbow in the anterior. Now, just below the biceps, we have, just underneath and a little bit lateral, we have the brachialis muscle, which is located right on the ventral surface of the humerus. Notice it does not cross the shoulder joint, has nothing to do with the shoulder joint, whereas the biceps also flexes the shoulder. The brachialis just comes down, inserts on the ulna, and flexes the elbow, so they are synergists for flexion. Another muscle for flexion down here is called the brachioradialis. This muscle comes from the humerus, a little bit lateral to the brachialis here, and it comes all the way down and inserts on the distal radius, but it does cross the elbow joint in the front, especially when the forearm is pronated a little bit, and it will flex the shoulder as well. And we have one more minor muscle here that its name is the pronator teres, so you can guess what that does. It pronates the radius, rolls that forearm over till the palm is facing backwards. But because it also crosses the joint forward, it is a flexor, but generally we consider this muscle to be a pronator. We also can look at the elbow. We're going to move to the back now. Let's zoom out a little bit. And we are looking now at the posterior part of the elbow. We can see the triceps muscle here. Okay, we can move this down a little bit. The triceps, which has three heads as opposed to biceps with two. We have the lateral head here, almost on the side, the long head of the triceps, and then underneath we have the medial head. Let's highlight that a little bit closer. The medial head, the long head, and the lateral head. Notice these cross the shoulder joint, they extend the shoulder, but they also insert here on the olecranon of the ulna, and they are going to hence extend the elbow, straighten out the elbow. These are antagonistic to the biceps muscle. The upper arm, these are going to extend the elbow. So we have the triceps muscle, which has three parts, triceps, three heads, three origins. They all insert just below the olecranon process here, but we have this one here, which is on the side kind of. We call that the lateral head of the triceps. Then we got the big one, the main one, going all the way up, coming on in between the teres minor and teres major. That is called the long head of the triceps. And then the smaller head right here on the medial aspect, number 18, that is the medial head of the triceps. So 1, 2, 3, medial, long, lateral head of the triceps. Okay, now in the anterior compartment of the arm, we have the biceps muscle. This is going to be a flexor of the elbow as well as the shoulder. Okay, crossing both of them in front. Just underneath the biceps we have, and just lateral to that, we have the brachialis muscle coming right from the humerus and going to the ulna down here. If I remove the biceps, you can see it a little bit larger there. This is all the brachialis muscle. And then we have this muscle that kind of crosses over the front, crosses over the front of the elbow as well. Kind of comes from behind, but it crosses over the front. This is called the brachioradialis muscle. Brachioradialis attaches to the distal radius and comes up to the humerus here. That is number 19 on it. Come on, focus. 19. Okay, so the three main flexors are that biceps here, the brachialis, and the brachioradialis.